And we welcome you into another broadcast of the Lane College Dragons. Final game of the home season and final game of the season for the Dragons today. I'm Ray Pack along with DeAndre Perry. And DeAndre is a student at Lane in the mass communications area. He'll be doing our color today. I'm glad to have him along as we are working with some students here to try to get them adjusted to doing play-by-play color analysis for football in basketball season. They'll be doing that also, so we're glad to do that. I would like to say thank you to Dr. Logan Hampton, the president of Lane College, Mr. Derek Burrows, the head football coach, athletic director. Also, Mr. Roger Ogden, the assistant athletic director, sports information director, and a man that wears many hats around Lane College, for the opportunity for me to be able to be here with you today and bring you this broadcast. DeAndre, coming into the game, both teams today 1-8. What are we playing for?
Playing for pride at this point. Playing for pride.
Okay, so pride. And I think a game like today will, kind of give momentum to someone going into the next season.
Yes, sir. The win today will definitely give great light going into the offseason, start of next season.
The Dragons are going to lose. I think it's 13 seniors today. It'll be their last game in a college football uniform. We will honor those at halftime, so we'll stay tuned for that. But we are somewhere around 12 minutes away from kickoff for today's game. It looked like earlier it was going to rain, and now all of a sudden the sun's out shining. Humidity's kind of picking back up a little bit, and the rain is gone.
Definitely going to be a hot one today, it looks like. Clouds are moving out. Sun's coming out, so, it might be a good game.
You look at the contrast from last week to this week, and the weather last week, nice and chilly. Football weather, really, and then today it's back to a little bit warmer. We're not used to this kind of weather for football here in West Tennessee. It normally is getting a little bit cooler as the season goes on, but this year it's been a little bit different. But anyway, the sun is shining. We're at Lane Stadium, home of the Dragons. Want to mention, too, while I'm thinking about it, that we need to be thankful for Rockin' Dough Pizza, the official pizza of Lane College Dragons. And if you've never been over to Rockin' Dough Pizza in the Jackson Walk, I highly recommend you go over and get you a piece of pie.
I definitely recommend it, too. They're delicious.
Several of the students that have worked up here, they always rave about how good Rockin' Dough is.
I've tried it a couple of times now. I haven't been disappointed yet.
Is it the best pizza you've had in Jackson?
It's definitely the best pizza I had in Jackson.
Well, I'm sure they'll be happy to hear that. As we come into today's game, as I said, both teams 1-8, playing for a little bit of pride, playing for a little bit of momentum to move into next season. The Dragons, the one thing that they've struggled with this year are penalties at inopportune times, and those penalties have allowed the other teams have taken advantage of those penalties and generally put points on the board, because at halftime the Dragons are usually either in the lead or within a score, and in the second half I don't know what happens. It seems like they lose a little steam.
From watching a couple of the games, calling a couple of the games, it just seems like their offense and defense are never on the same page in the same game.
That's a good analysis. So one plays one half and the other plays the other, and they just need to put both halves together, right?
Yes, sir. They put both halves together, and it'll probably be something special.
I think there's definitely some abilities from the Dragon football team to be able to do that. If they could do that, that would be nice to see as we close out this season. Don't know a whole lot about Central State, other than what the record says, but we will do our best to talk about them and everything. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to have our invocation and the national anthem. We'll be right back with more Dragon football after this.
Why are you doing all this speeding? What time you gotta be there, huh? You ain't James Bond. You ain't some GTA character. You are not on Fast and Furious, okay? This is real life, and you are a normal pedestrian. Get a speed sign, all right? Turn off that radio. Pay attention so you don't end up killing somebody like this crazy. This message is sponsored by Lane College. The power of the teacher. Remember, drive careful.
Come on a journey with us to a world connecting you to your college. With a world that is changing at a rapid pace and is technology-driven, the Mass Communication Department provides valuable news and information to the public, providing commentary, entertaining through film, radio, television. You can count on the Mass Communications Dragons to keep you on your toes and in the know of the latest activities going on campus, on all social sites. WLCD, the voice of the Dragons.
And now the official service to Lane College Dragons. And right now, number 56, Norman Sticker.
La música de Harry
And
Fry.
right back on number 59, Christopher Nye. And Tuesday, number 54, Howard Bush. And that guard, number 75, Philip Hayes. Left tackle, number 77, Darrell Carr. And running back, number 25, Marcus Holloway. That's fullback number 32, Justin B. Hill. Wide receiver number 85, Omari Hampton. Wide receiver number 15, Michael Grigsby. Wide receiver number 11, Ahmad Isaac. And the quarterback number 1, Marcus Reynolds. The Dragons are coached by head football coach Derek Burrows.
Attention students, basketball season is about to start. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the Lane College media team as we cover the games all season long.
Welcome back into Lane College with Lane Stadium in Jackson, Tennessee for the final game of the 2017 football campaign for the Dragons. As we look at what we're going on, it looks like we're about 7.5 minutes away from kickoff. We took a little break there and had the starters announced for both teams, the head coach, and those types of things. So we're looking forward to today's broadcast for this final game of the season. And just my big wish today is that we get through the day, no injuries, and, smooth, clean football game. And those are the things that we hope for. Of course, we hope for that each and every week, but we know injuries are part of the game. The Dragons are without today their starting quarterback for the year, Thomas Rubin. I noticed he went out last week with a little injury. You know anything about that?
I believe he partially tore his meniscus last week, and he's going to hope him for a speedy recovery, especially getting going for next season.
And now we have the invocation going on. I'm going to hang my microphone out, and let's hear this.
We pray that you would bless all who are present here today, that everyone would be safe, and that we would be thankful and grateful for every opportunity and gift that you have given to us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And with that, we'll take a break as the national anthem will be played by the Quiet Storm Band. We will be right back with more Dragon football after this.
Lights, camera, action. The Mass Communication Department needs help. All students are welcome to help out with the production of the Coach Burrows Show every Monday. Any help would be appreciated. Attention students, basketball season is about to start. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the Lane College media team as we cover the games all season long.
Come on a journey with us to a world connecting you to your college. With a world that is changing at a rapid pace and is technology-driven, the Mass Communication Department provides valuable news and information to the public, providing commentary, entertaining through film, radio, television. You can count on the Mass Communications Dragons to keep you on your toes and in the know of the latest activities going on campus, on all social sites. WLCD, the voice of the Dragons.
And we welcome you back in. We got 3 minutes till kickoff as we await for the captains to come out to midfield for the coin toss. Again, I'm Ray Pack along with DeAndre Perry. Your name has been the easiest one to remember.
I like to keep it short and simple.
You know, I've worked with Justin, and I've also worked with Dijon. And I gave him a hard time, and he said when he told me how to say it, he said it's just like the mustard. So he's a little humorous about his name, but I've enjoyed working with everyone up so far this year, and appreciate all the work that you all put in your studies and trying to learn how to communicate and to be able to do this as the Dragons captains are coming out. And if you look down, you're going to notice it is every senior player is going to be represented as a captain. Now, which ones will be the game captains that go out to midfield, and we'll wait and see. But on the far side, it looks like for Central State you have number 10, and that is Levon Meeks. Number 55, Rayshon Series, and also number 70, Lawrence Mosley. That'll be the 3 captains for Central State. Looks like our 4 captains for Lane are going to be number 5, Charles Dudley, number 7, Anthony Blackman, number 25, Marcus Holliday, and then also number 54, Howard Bush. Those will be your game captains as you see all of them walking out towards midfield for our coin toss.
Levon Meeks for the Dragons. Number 7, Anthony Blackman.
And we'll just kind of get in a little holding pattern right here as we wait for the coin toss as the official, the white hat, I call him the white hat, since I don't have names. And what we need to do is we'll watch and see the coin toss here. He's showing him the coin, talking about sportsmanship rules out there in the middle.
Here come the Dragons.
And here they do. They're coming in from the other end of it today. That's I like to see that. And the cowbell's ringing and all that. As you see them coming in, really from the north end zone is where they're coming in. Of course, Central State made their way over from the far side just a minute ago. And Lane College wins the coin toss, and they are going to defer till the second half. And it looks like Central State's going to put the wind at their back. If you look over across the way at the flag, it's blowing straight out of the south. And so we're about ready to play some football one more time.
About 30 seconds to kick off. Looking forward to a great game, guys.
We definitely want to look forward to a good game. As just one more thing, as we see people warming up, see Marcus Reynolds. Marcus Reynolds will be starting at quarterback today. Also, in case we miss it, well, I see 13 down there. I don't know if that's Marquez or not. We were told before the game that Marquez would be wearing number 2, not number 13. So let's do a check here and see on that real quick. All right, Marquez is wearing number 13 today. So we were told he was going to be wearing number 2, but he does have on his usual number 13. As Coach Burrows summoning the kickoff team, and Juan Pena, Vicente Luis Juan Pena is the kicker for the Dragons. He'll be putting the ball in the air from the 35-yard line, kicking into a wind. It's kind of died down now. And back deep for the Pirates from Cleveland State. They have number 12, Renan Lorenzo, and number 22, Darian Nelson. And the official has signaled for the ball to be put into play. Play clock is on the move. As Juan Pena steps it back. And here we go. Kick is up, little pooch kick, going to be short, going to be fielded up by the up back. Number 22, he bobbles the ball. Number 27, excuse me, he bobbles the ball, and that is Jerry Lanier, and he was brought down by number 88, Aaron Thomas, so a big hit. Big hit, ball's placed at the 35, so Central State takes over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. In the backfield, quarterback number 2, that is Trent Mays. He's flanked by one running back. He's got 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Man comes in motion off the wing. Handoff, number 23. Big hole. Finally, he's going to be pushed out of bounds. And he's pushed out of bounds by Charles Dudley. And number 23, the running back, is Terrius Saffold.
Yes.
You help me out on these names, you know.
Darius, number 32, Darius made a big block, which cleared way for the big gain right there.
Yeah, this did a good job sealing the man to the inside and able to pick it up. So, again, you have 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Looking to pass, Mays. Looking, he keeps it, and he's going to get a pickup of 1 as he's brought down right at the 50-yard line, and he's brought down by number 43, DeMichael McQueen.
Yeah, he looked downfield, and it seemed like all his targets were covered. He tried to take off, and it wasn't really room to run.
You like the fact that Lane is playing basically a 3-4 defense. It's a little modified than what you would normally see in a standard 3-4, but that's what it's called. Now, it looks like they're going to shift to maybe no, they're still going to have 3 down linemen, going to bring 2 linebackers up to the line. Mays calls for the ball, has got it. Handoff. Salford again. He's looking to reverse his field. Gets a block. This plays well strung out by Lane. On a missed tackle on the far side. He steps out of bounds, and he's going to step out at the 48, but we have a flag. I believe we're going to get a block in the back.
I believe so, but he started out left, reverse field, and definitely found some room to run right there.
Well, I think if he stepped out of bounds and gained 2 yards, I'm wondering if you back it up or if you take the play and make him go 3rd down and 7.
Looks like Lane is actually accepting the penalty.
Yep, that's what they did. They took the penalty, so it's going to back it up. The ball's going to be at the 40-yard line, so it's going to be second and 19 here. Sometimes I have to do my math in my head, and it takes me a second to get it all together. As Mays is in the backfield. Just call him TJ? Okay, we can do that. Look at the pass. Mays is under pressure. You're going to get a flag here. You're going to have a hold against Central State, so that one's going to come back. You have to take this penalty, though, as the pass was complete out in the flat to number 12, and that's Renan Lorenzo. So it's definitely a holding penalty. The man reached out and hooked the defender as he was in pursuit. So that's going to be another 10 yards. That's actually going to be about a 12-yard penalty. Nice job by the Dragons. Well defended, playing great coverage. So it's going to be 2nd down. The ball's going to be spotted at the 30. So 2nd down and 29. Mays calls for the ball. Handoff again to TJ Salford. Got a big hole on the outside, and he's going to step out of bounds at about the 36, 37-yard line. So he's going to pick up 7. It's going to bring up a long, long 3rd down for Central State.
Picked up 7 behind some great blocking by his O-line.
You know, every play they've run successfully on a running play has gone to the outside. So the lane coaches make that adjustment, and we'll see if we can push containment back to the interior of the field. So now Mays, almost certain it's going to be a passing play. No, he gives a draw again to TJ Salford, and it's going to bring up 4th down. He's going to get up to the 49, almost to the 50-yard line. So it's back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 10.
Still another huge run by Central State.
Yes, and that's one of those adjustments. And you see back deep, number 11, Ahmad Isaac for the Dragons. Punter for Central State.
Number 41, Isaiah Smith.
41. Apologize, Isaiah Smith. It's kind of hard to read the two deep that we have as far as the chart goes, and I'm looking up there, and I should be looking down at the program you brought up here, DeAndre. Shanked it off the side of his foot. I believe it's going to bounce out of bounds right at the 25-yard line. It's where it looked like it hit. So Lane's going to have their first possession. They're going to start at their own 25 and see if they can go 75 yards for pay dirt.
We're definitely looking forward to that. See if they can get this offense moving quickly in the first. It looks like the defense is stepping up this game.
You mentioned it early. If we could get the offense and the defense on the same page at the same time in the same game, how much difference that would be for the Dragons. So we have Reynolds in your quarterback. You got Holiday as your backfield. I believe you got Hill as the blocking back. Reynolds looking to throw, and he throws behind his intended receiver, and that was Javon White that was the intended receiver. Looks like White may have made a break just a little bit too soon.
Maybe one or two steps too soon because the timing was right there, but just slightly behind him.
But it was a nice-looking pass by Reynolds.
And the receiver was definitely had some room to move if he would have caught the ball.
Again, Reynolds, pistol formation, flanked with Hill, deep back, Holiday. Hand off to Holiday. He's got a nice hole. He's out across the 35, almost out to the 40, to the 39-yard line. Nice run by Marcus Holiday right there.
Yes, he found the hole, ran straight through it, got north and south, and made a big play.
And one thing I like about Holiday there is he's very patient in the backfield. He doesn't just hit the hole. He kind of shifts around them feet and finds a hole. And so a pickup of 14. Reynolds looking to throw now. And he has his receiver, slides down at the Central State 49-yard line for another Dragon first down.
Great block pickup by Reynolds.
And that time, Amari Hampton just kind of did a sit route, sat that back, stepped up right in front of the defender. And the pass was actually down low where he was the only one that was going to catch it as he slid to the ground. So Reynolds, again, pistol formation, deep back Holiday. Hill flanks him on the left side. You have two wideouts to the near side, one to the far side. Hand off to Holiday. Short gain this time. And he's going to get up down to the Central State, maybe the 46-yard line. So a gain of 3.
Wasn't a real big hole, but he just ducked his head and plowed right through to pick up 3.
And again, a lot of Central State players kind of converge in on that tackle. Holiday looking to pass. Plenty of time. Great blocking by the line. And Reynolds, he finds, I believe that's Amari Hampton. And Hampton started out on the near side, made a crossing route, and then when he saw Reynolds scrambling, he came back to the ball. Oh, they say he caught it out of bounds. I thought he looked like he was just in bounds. I'm sorry there, folks. It's 3rd down and 7. But still a nice look for Hampton to be able to come back to the football. That's my point I'm trying to make there.
It's great coverage by Central State's defense.
So Reynolds going to take the snap. Now he's back to throw again. He's going to use his safety valve to Hill. Hill at 35-40. Lays a hit down on number 5 and he put his head down into number 20 for Central State to pick up an additional 3 or 4 yards, and he put a block on Torrey Johnson.
That was a nice stiff arm.
And that's the kind of fight you want to see from the Dragons today. You don't want to see them lay back and just, you want to see them finish strong. Reynolds looks to the sideline for his play. He's telling everybody what it is. Creeping up to the line, Central State. Got a little blitz. Picked up. Reynolds steps up. He's going to use his feet. He just lunges forward down to the 31-yard line. Smart play by Marcus Reynolds right there.
That was a great way to keep him contained because it looked like he could have took off for a big play.
Well, and, he just kind of dove to the ground. You've only got your starting quarterback all year is out with an injury, and you're at last year's starting quarterback Reynolds, so he has this ball smarts to be able to be out there, but you got to be careful and not get him injured in this game either.
That's definitely right.
Takes the snap, hand off to Holiday. Holiday goes to the left side, still on his feet. He gets inside the 30, down. Looks like he's going to be marked down at about the 28-yard line. So it's going to bring up third down and a manageable 4 for the Dragons.
Seems like Central State's stepping up on defense, keeping everything pretty well contained.
So he's got 2 running backs each side, pistol formation. He's looking to throw a little quick hitter to the outside, caught, still on his feet. He's going to reverse his field. And that was Amari Hampton. I don't know why he reversed his field, but now instead of having the first down where he was at the sticks, it's going to be a yard short when he cut back to the back of the field. So it's 4th down and 1. I think you go for this. I know it's early in the game, but I think you go for this play.
Definitely think you go for it, but that was a great tackle by Christian Lassiter.
And he did. I thought for a minute Hampton may have fumbled the football. And I think they jumped. It's a free play. He's going to go to the corner of the end zone, and it's broken up. Broken up over there by number 18.
Jonathan Carey.
Good coverage by Jonathan Carey. Now the question is, are they going to say lane jumped, or are they going to say that offsides? Typically, DeAndre, if they don't stop the play, it's offsides. Now sometimes they let it go, but most of the time they don't. So we pretty much assume it was a free play, and he took a shot. Reynolds took a shot, and he did do what you're supposed to do, put the ball only where your receiver is going to catch it, but it was knocked away at the last minute. That was a great defensive play by number 18.
Definitely. Great coverage.
So
right there.
1st and 10 at the 20. The Dragons in the red zone. First time today. Hand off to Reynolds. He's inside the 20, down to the 15. And he's going to fight his way down to about the 11-yard line. So a 9-yard pickup as tempers flare a little bit out here. Let's see if the officials get there quickly, get it under control. They do, and you know his lane's going to be is kind of in a hurry-up mode right here, not allowing Central State for the defensive substitution as there's no change of personnel for the Dragons. Reynolds takes a snap, looking to throw. He's going to go on an out route, and that's Amari Hampton, and he is down at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Dragons.
Great coverage and great tackle by Jonathan Carey from Central State's defense.
So they're working Carey so far out there on the far side. And you look at Carey, he's a 5'10 sophomore from Detroit, Michigan, by way of Concordia University. And the handoff is to Holiday, and he's met at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Central State's line is stepping up, keeping them no
But
yards.
You know, yards get tough to get when you get inside the 5.
Definitely do. That's when they stuff everybody in the box and dare you to throw it.
And so now we have 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. You have Holiday is your lone running back. It looks like you've got a heavy package here with the and Reynolds. He's fighting his way, and they're going to mark him down at about the 2-yard line. So it's a nice gain by Holiday right there. Just kept his feet moving, forward progress, puts him at the 2. It's 3rd down and goal.
Central State stepping up again, man. They wrapped him up pretty quick and stopped him from keeping.
And now you see Hill coming in. He's your bulldog blocker. As you're going to have 2 twins to the receivers to this side. That's Aaron Thomas and Micah Grigsby to the near side. That's Hampton's to the far side. Hill, lead block for Holiday, and he waltzes into the end zone to give the Dragons a 6-0 lead with 5:13 left here in the first quarter.
This is a great start for Lane College. Defense stepping up, offense putting points on the board quick. So it might turn out out to be a special game.
Definitely a good job by the left side of the offensive line to open the hole. Then you had Justin D. Hill going as the lead blocker, and he's like a
Tank, man.
And over the PA system in the press box, a 14-play, 75-yard drive, just over 6 minutes. So that's a great drive by the Dragons. Use the clock, but still put points on the board. So the Dragons will kick off to Central State. And again, going back deep for Central State will be number 12 and number 22.
Renan Lorenzo and Darian Nelson back deep to return.
And again, putting the ball on the tee for the Dragons will be number 14, Vicente Luis Juanpeña. I just love saying that name, by the way. Do you like that? That's a great name.
Yeah, it's very catchy, very catchy.
A little bit harder than yours and mine, but you got to like it.
I definitely like it.
You know, DeAndre, who says we can't have a little fun while we're up here?
Oh, man, it's always great to have fun. The most important thing is smile and have fun. We're live.
So play clock is running at 17 seconds as the ball has been blown into play. Juanpeña, this time he puts a foot in it. Again, angles it to the sideline. It's going to be called over there at the 28, and that's number 27. Oh, they try the lateral, and they're going to say he's down. They're going to say he was down. That was number 27, Jerry Lanier. He lateraled it right as he was going down. Now, the question is, did he have his knee down? I don't know. The official says he did.
The official definitely said his knee was down, but that was a great play.
So you field that ball at the 28-yard line, and you end up possession at the 24-yard line. And the officials are over on the far side discussing it, but
there's a flag down.
Oh, there is a flag. Oh, I see it over on the far side now. Very good. Let's see what they call. They're going to wave the flag off. I saw as soon as you said that, I saw one on the far sideline, but they pick it up and wave it off.
Great.
And so the ball's going to be at the 24-yard line, 1st and 10. You had to wonder maybe if he was going to maybe give a sideline warning to the coach on the far side. You know, they've been pretty consistent about calling that sideline warning all year. That was a point of emphasis not only at the high school level, but it brought into the college level. Here's a handoff to T.J. Salford. He breaks free, and he's going to get up to the 29-yard line, so a 5-yard gain on first down.
T.J. danced in the backfoot a little bit, but once he saw light, ran straight to it. Pick up about 4.
Now they'll give him 5. They put him right at the 29, so. But here you go. Now you've got an I formation, 2 receivers to the far side. Going to hand off to Salford. Going to get a little reverse right here, and they're going to flip it. It's going to be number 10, and a big game for him as number 10, Levon Meeks, takes it up to the 47-yard line. And we have a flag over here on the near side. And Coach Burrows is pointing to Central State. A block in the back.
Quarterback with an illegal block in the back.
Did he say the quarterback? Number 70's over here pleading his case. I didn't see who it was. Wow. So, Central State, and I mentioned this earlier, they had the big penalty on the lane 3rd down, offsides, and now you had a huge pickup here negated by a block in the back penalty. That's 2 on Central State. It's tough to win ball games making penalties on those kinds of plays.
Definitely is. Pretty much just shooting yourself in the foot at that point.
So the Dragon defense is aided again by penalty as Mays in a pistol is dropping back. He's looking to throw. Little swing pass to Salford. And Salford's brought down immediately, and he's going to lose another 5 yards back to the 14-yard line. And Central State's going to take a timeout. The Dragons are leading 7-0 with 3:51 in the end of the first quarter. We're going to be right back with more Dragon football.
Why are you doing all this speeding? What time you gotta be there, huh? You ain't James Bond. You ain't some GTA character. You are not on Fast and Furious, okay? This is real life, and you are a normal pedestrian. Look at a speed sign, all right? Turn off that radio. Pay attention so you can not kill somebody like this fool. This message is sponsored by Lane College, the power of potential. And remember, drive carefully.
Fans going to get boots to concession stand today for a hot food, snacks, and a variety of different.
And we're going to be back now with more Dragon football. I want to remind you, too, I know a lot of you like to watch Dragon sports. You can go to Go Dragons. GoDragons.com, I believe, is the athletic website for Lane. Also, basketball season, before you know it, I think the first game will be November the 14th, which is a women's-only game. Mays looking to throw. He tucks it. He's going to stay on his feet. And he tries to leapfrog a Lane player. And then DeMichael McQueen jumps in and in there. But Gary Brooks goes up and makes that big tackle right there. So it brings up 4th down and 2. Central State going to be forced to punt again.
Gotta like the hurdle right there by Mays.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you do like the extra effort he put. But look how much, again, the yardage given up. I mean, the ball was at the 14, and it's now at the 32, so that's an 18-yard gain. And so now, again, back to punt number 41, Isaiah Smith and Ahmad Isaac deep for the Dragons. There's the punt. Up, a good punt this time. He's going to drive Isaac back. Isaac's going to let it sail over his head. And Central State is going to be able to pin the ball right at the 10-yard line. Nice punt. Even better roll.
Definitely made up for the first punt there.
It's about a 58-yard punt if my math is correct. Outstanding punt.
Definitely has a foot on him.
So the Dragons will take over 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. 2:52 left here in the first quarter. Pretty fast-moving first quarter. Holiday with the run. He crosses at 15, gets out to about the 19-yard line, so a 9-yard pickup for Marcus Holiday on 1st down.
Seen the hold, ran right through it. He's a tough runner. Legs are always moving.
Always, and that's one thing you do notice. And that's what you would expect out of Marcus Holiday, a senior running back. Reynolds looks to throw this time on 2nd down, pass complete. And again, that's Amari Hampton over there with another catch. He's been the go-to man today, and for a lot of the season, we didn't see any passes to him.
He's definitely finding the open spots tonight, sitting right in it.
So it takes the ball out to the 26, a gain of 7, or excuse me, gain of 7, make it 1st and 10, another Dragon first down. Clock running, 1:59. Reynolds looking to throw again. He comes out here to Ahmad Isaac, makes a catch. He's at the 30, 35, crosses the 35 to the 37, so at 12, we'll give him 11-yard pass completion on that. Reynolds' throw just right on target.
Only where Mike could get it.
And so we had a no-huddle offense here for the Dragons as Reynolds back in a pistol formation. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw again. Pass complete this time to Aaron Thomas. Almost went out of bounds. Cuts it back in. Lunges forward. And by extra effort, he's going to get the ball to the 44-yard line and make it 2nd down and short. About 2nd and 3, look, just over 3.
Great
Yes, it is. And the tackle there made by Mickey-on Hunter, number 13 for Central State. Reynolds calls for the ball. He's got it. Again, little swing pass to Micah Grigsby. He's got it. He's across the 50 into Central State territory at the 49. Another Dragon, a first down.
Central State was right there. Three players right there. Quickly wrap them up, bring them down.
I mean, this little don't get me wrong. I love to see the bomb, but I've seen a whole lot more football games won with the little catch and run. And Holiday, not anywhere to go, was going to reverse his field. He's going to actually lose yardage back into lane territory down to at the 44, so he's going to lose 5 right there. Going to be second down and 15.
Javion Williams had it covered right there.
That time the defense was well in position to make that play. As time runs out in the first quarter, hey, we're going to take a quick break. The Dragons are leading 7-0. We'll be right back with more Dragon football.
Attention students, basketball season is about to start. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Lane College media team as we cover the games all season long.
And welcome you back in to Dragon football as the Dragons begin the fourth quarter at their own 47-yard line. Reynolds calling for the ball. We'll go through the first half stats here in just a minute. Reynolds looks. He's got his receiver. That's Hampton again on that little out route. Hampton gets it out into Central State territory. He's going to mark him down at the 44-yard line. So it's going to be, again, another manageable third down and about 4. Let's look at these stats real quick. I'm interested to see. Central State, 1 first down to Lane's 7. Central State, 6 rushes, 57. Lane 10, 41. Here's the difference. The passing game, Lane has 65 and Central State is -5. So pretty well dominated first half by the Dragon, or first quarter, excuse me, by the Dragons. As Reynolds calls for the ball, he's looking to throw again. And this time, Holiday got knocked down. And Reynolds decides to run, and he's going to go out of bounds. He's going to actually pick up a yard on that, so it's going to bring up fourth down. I think if you're the Dragons, you're in 4-down territory. The ball's sitting at the 42-yard line, so it's going to bring up fourth down and 3. And, yes, Coach Burrows is leaving the offense out with 14:08 here in the second quarter. Fourth down and 3. The Dragons lead 7-0.
Last game, you got to make a statement.
And that's what you're playing for. You're trying to get some experience for some players to move into next year. So Reynolds has called for the ball. There's the snap. Bad snap. And that was just a bad snap. It snapped right up off the quarterback. So Central State, we're going to say their defense held, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at the Dragon or at their own 44-yard line.
Great awareness by Justin Hill to dive on the loose ball.
And so You're going to have twin receivers to the far side, one to the near side. You're going to have a running back flanking each side. This is the first time we've seen this formation. Now, man comes in motion. Mays looking to throw. Looking. He steps up, and he's going to keep it. And he's going to be taken out of bounds in lane territory at the 40. Looks like they're going to mark it about the 48-yard line, so it'll bring up second down and about 3 for Central State.
Great run by May.
And that was a great coverage by the Dragons. Let's not forget about that. That was great coverage by them downfield that forced him to run.
Definitely have to take a second to notice DeMichael McQueen. Sportsmanship right there. He could have laid a big hit on the quarterback. Decided to just wrap him up. Sorry,
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to take a chance on that unnecessary penalty. Handoff to T.J. Salford. And he's going to be taken down and taken out of bounds at the 45. So it's going to be a first down for Central State.
It's a good, nice, shifty run by T.J. Salford.
And so it'll be first and 10, 12:36 clock running. So he evidently stayed in bounds. So Central State has a little bit of offense going right here. Let's see if the defense can tighten up for the Dragons as they're going to go to an I formation. Takes the snap. He's going to roll out to his left, looking to throw, looking. Pressure coming. He's going to keep it. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds. Again, another great play by number 43, DeMichael McQueen for the Dragons.
Seems to be flying everywhere on the field today.
Yeah, we've called his name several times. Pickup of 6, so it'll be second down and 4.
Great coverage by the Dragons.
The secondary is doing their job. And now then the front side of the offense has got to get a little more pressure out there. Calls for the ball, hand off to Salford. He has it. He's on his feet, and he's going to break this one. He's at the 10-5, touchdown Central State. And so Central State at 11:37 left here in the second quarter, put 6 on the board at 7-6 as we await the extra point.
He found a hole, and it was a foot race from there.
Yes, it was.
39-yard run.
And the foot goes into the ball, and the foot, well, it hit the power line. Otherwise, it would have been on the front porch of the house across the street, and that was number 18 with the extra point,
Drive, 4 plays,
Jonathan Carey.
6 yards. 4 plays, 56 yards. 1 minute, 53 seconds.
4 plays, 56 yards, 1 minute, 56 seconds. So that's a pretty quick strike for Central State. So now the Dragons will come back on offense. Let's see how they will respond and how they will answer. As Central State will face their first kickoff of the day. Getting ready to tee it up is number 18, and that is Jonathan Carey. Back deep for the Dragons will be Kenneth Williams, and also number 28, Madarius Trujillo. Excuse me, number 19 is the kicker. That's Trevor Teal. And here we go. He puts a foot in the ball, a little squib kick, and that ball bounds out of bounds. And so Lane will get it at their own 35-yard line.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, that's a penalty for a procedure called that when the ball goes out of bounds on the kickoff. They'll spot it at the 35, and Lane will have it first and 10. So you have Reynolds, Holiday backfield, Hill in the backfield, Hampton to the near side. Holiday hits the hole, Not much there. Probably a gain of maybe 2 yards if they mark it at the 37 where the official is standing. Now they're going to mark it at the 30. Yeah, they're going to mark it at the 37, so a gain of 2. Second down and 8 for the Dragons.
Great way Central State stepping up.
Well, you run. That's one of those plays you're probably running to set something else up. Try to keep the defense honest so they stay. You notice they're staying tight to the line. Reynolds under pressure, and he releases, and if ball falls short in front of Darian Clark, so to bring up 3rd down and 8.
Great way by Reynolds to shake off that would-be sack.
Yeah, because you thought for sure that he was going down on that, but his feet allowed him to become elusive, and he made the right decision probably to throw the ball away instead of trying to run.
Central State has great coverage right there as well.
So the Dragons faced with a long 3rd down right here. Now Reynolds looking to throw, and he has it caught out on the far sideline. He's going to be right at the 45-yard line. It's going to be 1st down for the Dragons. A nice catch right there. That's Micah Grigsby over there laying out to just pull it in, not worrying about getting extra yardage, just enough for the 1st down.
Great way to focus up with the defender on his back to make that catch.
And so 3rd and 8, they pick it up. Now we have 1st and 10 at the 45.
Looks like the clouds have rolled back.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? Hand off to Holiday. Look at him turn his feet and pick up about 4 yards as he takes it out to the 49-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Great coverage because as soon as he touched the ball, they were on it.
Again, a tackle there. Primary hit was by Turner and finished off by several of the rest of the Central State. So you're looking at the Dragons. 2nd down, 6. Reynolds, Holiday in the backfield. You got 2 receivers each way. Reynolds going for, there we go. And let's see if they're going to give him a touchdown. They did give it. That's good job. And that pass was complete to Aaron Thomas. Do you like the way that Marcus Reynolds just laid that in over the shoulder? That was very pretty.
He put it where only Thomas could get it.
Only Thomas was going to get it. So the Dragons march down the field 65 yards, answering Central State scoring drive. So 9:44 left, and it's 13-7 as we await Juan Pena's extra point. And that was probably less than a minute came off of the clock.
It's a nice way to respond to Central State.
Yes.
5 plays, 65 yards, 1 minute, 48 seconds. 5 plays, 65 yards, 1 minute, 48.
1 minute, 48. So the extra point's up and good. So the Dragons up 14-7, 9:44 left here in the first half of play. Great play call. Whoever designed that. And that's one of those ones where you saw the run. He only got 2 yards. Pulls the defensive backfield to crowd the line. And once your receiver gets behind him, the quarterback has to make that strike of a throw. And Reynolds that time on the money.
Definitely on the money with that over-the-shoulder throw.
And so Juan Pena will go out to kick off again. Again, back deep for Central State, number 12 and number 22. Now, they've never touched the football so far today. It's always gone over as Juan Pena has angled it to the sideline, and number 27 for Central State, Jerry Lanier, has fielded every one of the 2 kickoffs so far by the Dragons. Juan Pena, foot goes in the ball, and this time he does kick it deep, and he's going to push. That's number 12, Lorenzo. He pushed him to the 2-yard line. Lorenzo still on his feet, crosses the 20 out to the 22, so about a 20-yard return.
Great coverage by the Dragons.
Yes, sir. And so Central State takes over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. Yeah, let's see what their Central State's going to come out. Looks like you're going to have 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. He's got a back on each side of him. That's Meeks coming in motion. Mays looking to throw, looking. He dumps it off there to his running back, number 22. That's Darian Nelson, and Nelson gets it out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Pick up a 15 first down for Central State.
Definitely a smart play by Mays to use his check down.
And he was sitting there wide open, nobody within 5 yards of him.
Great awareness for him to sit down in open field and wait for it.
This time you got the I formation, Mays under center. Handoff this time again. That's number 22. Another little shifty run by number 22, Darian Nelson, and he's going to have another 12, 13 yards, pick up another first down for Cleveland State, or Central State, excuse me.
Looked like he was going to be hitting the backfield, but tough runner, stayed on his feet and picked up a nice game.
Again, a handoff to 22. That's Darian Nelson, and he's going to pick up about 8. So Central State's offense all of a sudden is starting to click on the rushing game.
It's going to shape up to be a great game offensively and defensively.
I believe it's going to come down to which defense is going to make the stop. As this time, 32 going in motion, handoff again. And that's time he's hit, but he picks up 3. He's going to have the first down again. That is Nelson.
Finds his gap and just runs straight through it, man. State has some tough running backs.
Well, what you're doing is you're using your number 32, Darius Metters, as your motion man, and he's pulling the man out of the spot where Nelson wants to go. Looking to throw. Pass complete. That's number 11, Curtis Jones. Jones picks up 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4, well, most 7 on the play. Ball's at the 28-yard line of the Dragons.
Great awareness for Jones to sit in the open spot, wait for the ball, and then get upfield after the catch.
Fakes the handoff. Mays looking. Pressure coming. He gets rid of it. And almost picked off. Great defense down there by the Dragons. And that's number 35, I believe, down on the coverage. Gary Brooks. Nice job by Brooks right there. So you got 3rd down and 3. And I believe we're going to get a timeout by Coach Burrows as the Dragons lead 14-7, 6:44 left here in the first half. We'll be right back with more Dragon football.
administration asks that you please keep the stairways clear. So the only the bleacher seat. Thank you.
And we're going to come back out of this timeout. Dragon defense ready. The ball's on the right hash mark. Mays is going to have an I formation behind him. He's going to go under center, 3rd down and 3. Big test for the Lane defense right here as they're going to crowd the line. Yeah, they got 8 in the box. And there's a big hit. And let's see. That's number 33. That's a big hit by Cameron Brown. I think he was there before the running back ever had the football. So it brings up 4th down and 4th down and 6, and the ball's sitting at the 31-yard line. Central State definitely probably in 4-down territory. Again, we were talking about 2-1-8 teams. What do you have to lose at this point in the season to try to do something? The Dragons made it happen, and now let's see if the Dragons' defense could hold or if Central State's offense will break through. And you got timeout, Central State. And let's take this one with them too, DeAndre, as we are still 5:58, 14-7 our score. We'll be right back after this with more Dragon football.
Why are you doing all this speeding? What time you gotta be there, huh? You ain't James Bond. You ain't some GTA character. You are not on Fast and Furious, okay? This is real life, and you are a normal pedestrian. Look at a speed sign, all right? Turn off that radio. Pay attention so you don't end up killing somebody like this fool almost did to me. This message is sponsored by Lane College, the power of potential. And remember, drive carefully.
And so we're back. Mays calling for the ball. There's the snap. Here comes the backside pressure. Mays is going to keep it. Believe he's going to step just in front of the marker. He picks up the 1st down. So a nice play by Mays as he rolls out to the left side, picks up the 1st down.
Even better awareness for him knowing where the 1st down was and getting out right.
I mean, he's got, maybe a half a yard past that 1st down stick. But you had good pressure coming on the backside by Charles Dudley. He just couldn't get there because that's the direction he was rolling out. So the gamble pays off for Central State. Mays takes the snap. He rolls. He hands off, this time to Nelson. Nice job by the Lane defense.
Again.
33 on the tackle for the Dragons. Cameron Brown he has to come out. His helmet came off, but he made a great hit right there in the backfield and held him to a 1-yard gain.
He is surely flying around the field out there today.
So you bring trips to the near side. Mays takes the snap, going to hand it off again to Nelson. He's going to try to get to the outside. He does, and he lowers his shoulder, and I believe he's going to get right at the stick before he is taken out of bounds.
That was a great way to follow his blockers and then duck his shoulder to get the extra little yard.
And they spotted at the 14, so it is a 1st down for Central State.
Tough run by Derek.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he just put it. He's not a real big fellow either. He's 5'8", 185, but he put his head down. He is a senior for Central State. Handoff again, same play. He's inside the 10, 5, and he's going to get into the end zone. And it'll be a touchdown, and we're going to get a flag. And that's going to be a hit out of bounds on Lane, I'm sure. So that'll be assessed on the kickoff, 15 yards.
Nelson again, running hard.
Just running hard. And they have a stable of running backs that they're going to put in and out.
They follow their blockers, and then once they're done with the blockers, they get upfield.
Yeah, they did ball foul. Personal foul. Number 27 on defense will miss that after the try.
And so correct, he did ball personal foul on the defense. Just hit out of bounds.
got Trevor Teal lining up a shot right now for Central State.
I believe it's good. Kick is up. Kick is good. It's 14-14. We've got 4:23 left here in the first half of play. We're going to be back, and we'll bring you the rest of the half right after this, right after a couple of messages. You're watching Dragon football.
13 seconds. 11,
Come on a journey with us to a world connecting you to your college. With a world that is changing at a rapid pace and is technology driven, the Mass Communication Department provides valuable news and information to the public, providing commentary, entertaining through film, radio, television. You can count on the Mass Communications Dragons to keep you on your toes and in the know of the latest activities going on campus on all social sites. WLCD, the voice of the Dragons.
And we're back as the ball blows off of the tee as Teal gets ready to kick it off. So 11 plays, just over 5 minutes, 77 yards is the scoring drive for Cleveland State. So the ball's back on the tee.
Got number 8, Darren Clark back deep to receive.
And this time Trujillo just lets it go right over his head. It's going to go out of the end zone, so Lane will take over at their own 25-yard line. So let's see if the Dragons will be able to answer the call. You got 4:23 left here in the quarter. As you look across the field, you might see in the background the Quiet Storm Band, all the tubas laying over there. They'll be performing at halftime. Today is Senior Recognition Day. 13 seniors for the Dragons. Reynolds takes the snap. He keeps it. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Looked like he was tripped up or slipped.
Kind of wonder if he may have tripped over Marcus Holliday's feet as he faked the handoff.
Definitely looked like he slipped or tripped right there.
So he loses a yard as it's spotted at the 19. 2nd and 11. Reynolds takes a snap. He's looking, immediately locks over on the far side. And that's the only receiver he really looked at that time, and that's number 87 for the Dragons.
Jonathan Carey with the coverage of the tackle on the play.
And that's Javon White. So he picks up 4, 3rd down and 7 for the Dragons. Reynolds waiting for the ball. Takes the snap, and we have a penalty. It's going to be false start against the Dragons, and it's on the receiver on the far side. So back him up 5 yards. Not what you wanted to do there. So that'll back it up and make it 3rd down and 12 instead of 3rd down and 7.
Second penalty of the day?
Yep, that's it.
Looks like they're keeping their penalties underhand this game.
They're much more disciplined at this point in the game. So Reynolds is going to have Hill and Holiday flanking him. He's got 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Takes the snap. He's looking, nothing, being pursued. And that time he just short-armed it in front of Ahmad Isaac, so it's going to be 4th down. It was great coverage and great pursuit of Marcus Reynolds, too. We're not going to allow him to use his feet.
Senior escorts needs to start lining up, please. Senior escorts.
They kept him pretty well contained on that as he scrambled out of the pocket.
So with 2:46 left, Central State is going to get the football and see what the defense can do for a stop. And then now the Dragons will get the football coming out of the second half. Pena back to punt. He gets a foot in it. Nice end over end. Ball taken by number 12, Lorenzo. Lorenzo brings it up to midfield.
Nice little shifty.
That was a pretty good little return by Lorenzo right there.
Yeah, he's a shifty wide receiver. He gets the ball, makes a couple cuts, dances around, makes a couple good plays.
So the ball is, nose of the football is on the Central State side of the 50. So they're 50 yards from pay dirt.
2:36 to go.
And so let's see what they're going to do. They're going to bring 2 to the near side, send 1 to the far side. And this time they bring 23 back in, TJ Salfold. Mays takes it, fakes the handoff, and the pressure is there. And Mays is going down, and he's going to be sacked. Nice defensive play right there. And he took a hit.
I don't think he saw the guy behind.
He did not. And so it's going to be second down, and we'll call it 15 as the clock runs. 2:15 again to Michael McQueen all over the field.
Him and Cameron Brown.
And he's just a junior now. So now you're going back to the I formation. Mays dropping back. He gives the draw play to Salford. Still on his feet. Finally brought down, but I believe he's going to cross back into Dragon territory. He's going to pick up that 5 yards.
Nice to keep his feet moving. How about a tackle?
Yes. So it's going to be third down and 9.
Seems like both sets of running backs,
Yeah.
Central States and Lanes, are just keeping their feet moving, even when they're getting wrapped up.
Yes. And again, Cameron Brown loses his helmet, has to come off. That tells you how hard he's playing. All right, so you have trips to the near side, and Coach Burrows is taking a timeout. I believe that'll be his second timeout of the half. Did he?
It looks like Lane only had 10 men on the field.
So somebody.
Halftime, Tuskegee 23, Miles 13. Halftime, Tuskegee 23, Miles 13.
Another SIAC score at halftime. Tuskegee 23, Miles 13, for those who are interested. As Lane takes this timeout, okay, you got a minute 28. You've got one timeout still remaining. Make sure that you get your stop, force them to punt, and then you'll have one timeout on the offensive side of the football. Well, actually, you'll take the timeout as soon as this play is over to save time on the clock. Because otherwise, they're going to run 40 seconds off of the clock.
Get out of bounds, go no huddle.
Yes. That seems to be the success Lane has had, is that no-huddle offense.
They're really moving the ball with that no huddle offense, not giving the defense a chance to get settled or make substitutions. Seems to really be working for them.
And it's going to be he's going to be a completion, but he's going to be 2 yards short of the first down, and he goes out of bounds. That stops the clock.
Devon Meeks makes a nice move to make a lane defender miss, pick up a couple extra yards.
So it's fourth down, 2.
I think if you're Central State, you go for it.
I think right here you have to watch the fake punt. They're bringing the punt team out, but here's where you have to be really careful about a fake punt. Lane has. Oh, you're going to get delay a game.
Multiple flags.
You're going to either get delay a game or substitution infraction. All right, so they're going to give Coach Burrows the timeout and will wipe off the flag. So now Coach Burrows has no timeouts left, but the clock is not running. The fortunate thing for Lane on that position is the man went out of bounds and stopped the clock, so they should have been able to save the timeout, but instead he had to use it here to get the right personnel out on the field.
Please remind all escorts one more time. Please line up.
That could have been bad if they would have faked the play and got a first down. Looks like Central State might be going for it.
Now it does look like they are bringing the offense back out. And his Central State coach is all the way out at the hash mark. And I think what he's questioning is, are you sure he got the timeout before the substitution infraction? And the offense is back out on the field now. And so you're going to have trips to the near side. You're going to have a single setback. That's going to be TJ Saffold. And a pass over the head of the intended receiver, and that's Meeks. And the ball just floated right over his head. So Lane's going to take over 1st and 10 with 1:17 left here in the first half. No timeouts remaining.
See if this know-huddle offense can get moving.
Okay, Mr. Color Analyst. Do you try to stretch the field and hit the big one? Or are you content to go in at the half tied 14-14?
I think on the first play you take a shot.
You are on the same page as I am. Let's see if the coaches are all on the same page as we are here. As Reynolds waiting for the snap, he's got Holiday in the backfield, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. And it's going to be a little wide receiver screen, Micah Grigsby. And Grigsby does not get out of bounds, but he gets 9 yards. A little conservative. I would have, that's not a bad play, though. That's a great play. Yes, and he picks up 8, so 2nd down and 2, 58 seconds.
Great awareness of Isaac to pick up the block.
Reynolds looking. He hits Isaac this time coming the other way. And it's going to be a first down. The ball's at the 40. The clock stops till the chain's set, and then it will start. And the coaches are next door hollering, you got to get out of bounds. And that time, Isaac could have got out of bounds, but he cut back to the center of the field. Reynolds. The look, Isaac reverses back inside. He's going to pick up 8 yards. But again, the clock's running, 33 seconds, 14-14 our score as we get down to the verse. Looks like Reynolds is going to spike the ball right here. And he does. So the clock stops with 22 seconds left. It brings up 3rd down. 3rd and 3. And he didn't have any other choice but to waste it down right there as the pass was completed too far away from the sideline, and then Ahmad Isaac turns back into the center of the field.
I like the effort, but at this point,
you
got to get out of bounds.
Yep, you've got to. Reynolds takes the snap. Looking. Pass complete. Nice play. That time pass is complete to Darren Clark, number 8. And it's going to be a first down. The ball's at the 25. You have time for about 2 more plays right here. And if you have to, you pick up 8, and Central State's going to take a timeout. But you pick up 7, 8 yards. At least get yourself in field goal position.
16 left. I say you take 1 shot to the end zone.
Yeah, I think you do. You are. Let's see, if you kick a field goal now, it's going to be about 42 yards. You got the wind is a little bit at your back. It's not blowing quite like it was early in the game. But I still think you need about 5 more yards to feel comfortable with Wampania ability to put the ball as far as a field goal. Reynolds kind of in the pistol formation. He takes the snap. He's looking. He's going to stretch. He's got Amari Hampton, but he throws it over his head out of bounds. Now you got time for one more play. And that time, even if he had caught it, it would have been out of bounds because the ball was well over his head. But a nice job, though, by Reynolds getting the ball out of bounds. 5 seconds ran off the clock. I still think you do a short out route right here, maybe to Omari Hampton. He's been your big receiver so far today. Of course, Grigsby's on the far side. He's pretty sure-handed. And there's the snap. Reynolds looking. And, man, double fingertip, and looks like we're going to see the field goal attempt coming out.
That was the one.
That was a nice throw. It just went right off of his fingertips. That ball has to be caught.
Definitely. Touches your hand. That's definitely the rule as a wide receiver.
So you're gonna have a 42-yard field goal attempt off the foot of Vicente Luis Juan from the 32-yard line. Plenty of foot. That's good. Oh, no good. And that is the end of the first half. Our score, 14-14. DeAndre and I will be back in about 15 minutes with the analysis of the halftime stats and to discuss what we need to do, what needs to be done in the second half by both teams. Stay tuned. You're watching Lane Football right here. Good job, man. Thank you. See how easy it flows when you do it that way? It just flows.
Go ahead, Mike. Football, sing football. Then the cheerleaders and band, yes. No, they'll do, after. Let's do ours now. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is Senior Recognition Day. Members of the 2017 football team, the cheerleading team, and the Quiet Storm Band. At this time, we would like to present our seniors and we wish them well in their future endeavors.
Thank you, sir.
We'll get them afterwards. They'll throw back through. Yes, go ahead. We ain't got but 8 minutes to get it.
First off, we will be announcing our senior football players. First, number 5, Charles Dudley. Charles is a biology major from Atlanta, Georgia. His escort today is assistant football coach Jack Howard. Next we have number 7, Anthony Blackman. Anthony is a physical education major from Mobile, Alabama. He's been escorted today by Margaret Turner. Next, we have number 22, Johnny Sharp. Johnny is a business economics major from Washington, D.C. He is being presented today by Carlos Cole and Lafayette Taylor. Next, we have number 24, Rock M. Nesbitt. Rock is being escorted today by Thurston Rubin.
Mike, hold on just a second. We're one behind. Johnny Sharp is being presented now. Johnny Sharp is up at the table now. Yeah, we got one ahead. They're posing for pictures. Yes. Yeah.
Next we have number 25, Marcus Holiday. Marcus is a physical education major from Memphis, Tennessee. He is being presented today by Marcus Holiday Sr. and Natasha Holiday. Next we have number 27, Demarius Pitts. Demarius is a biology major from Chillicothe, Alabama. He is being escorted today by Tanya Felton and Otis Tyner.
What you doing, boy? Trash can.
Trash can.
Where's it at?
Next we have number 37, Carlos Moore Jr. Carlos is a mass communication major from Olive Branch, Mississippi. He is being escorted by Carlos Moore Sr. and Pamela Moore.
Dominique.
Oh, that's good.
Next we have number 45, Joel Green. Joel is a criminal justice major from Los Angeles, California. He will be presented today by Coach Dominic Davis
And Coach Jeremy Patterson.
and Coach Jeremy Patterson.
See Dominique Dorset.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. Dominique Davis is one of the players. My fault. That's the only one I make today. I'll be all right.
Next we have number 54, Howard Bush. Howard is a biology major from Mobile, Alabama. His escort today is his mother, Deborah Bush.
Five games. That's what you want, though.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
No,
That's what you
absolutely.
want for what we're doing.
But anyway,
DeAndre and Deacon.
yeah.
DeAndre's been really good.
Well, I kind of coached him up.
Well, good. Well, you're used to doing it too. So.
Yeah. He said, what's the matter? He was screaming around. Well, he was upset.
Next we have number 77, Darrell Carr. Darrell is a sociology major from Chicago, Illinois. His escort today is Latonya Peterson Gar.
Right. And he's adding things, little tidbits here and there. He's picking up on key blocks.
I told him, I said, just mention something that you observed that maybe the regular viewer would not catch.
See, sometimes I don't even see some of those because he's called to play blocks off the plane without even seeing.
Right.
I'm watching the ball.
Yeah.
I kind of pay more attention to the ball.
Well, because you have
That's
to.
my job.
Yeah, exactly. Where he's seeing the field as a whole. But yeah.
But he's doing a good job.
Next we have number 87, Javon
She's
White.
gonna have-
Javon is
she's gonna
physical
have-
education major from Baldwin, Tennessee. He is presented by Daniel Dunning and Leah Yancey.
And I'm okay with that.
I was gonna say, I think that
This is just extra math money, you know.
but you're also teaching and mentoring.
That's the idea. I think that's what you all, when we started, that's kind of what we talked about. talked about last year, that's kind of how it started, is mentoring, and then even if I'm not on the pair with them, I can.
Next, we have number 88, Aaron Thomas. Aaron is business major from Thibodaux, Louisiana. He's being escorted by Timmy Green and Bernard Thomas.
Just so you know, you were calling the game in the preacher.
I'm using the profanity side. Justin. That's his.
I've actually had to say something.
And on basketball, he gets really bad.
Next, we have Lafayette Taylor, student assistant. Mr. Taylor is a sociology major from South Central California. He's presented today by Marsha Banner and Magira Jones.
Do what now?
Justin has a hard time separating himself from the fans versus being a player.
And that's the hard part about being a student in a school.
Broadcast.
Broadcast, yeah.
Well, or even like Chris Brinkley is the voice of the Skyhawks. He's also a Skyhawk grad. But he knows.
But there's
Now, for our cheerleaders, Xavier Taylor. Mr. Taylor is a criminal justice major from Jackson, Tennessee. He is a member of the Alpha Phi Alpha and the Pre-Alumni Council. He was also Miss Wayne College in 2016-17. He was escorted by his mother, Tiny Trippett, Mr. Otis Taylor's father, and Miss Flora Taylor, his grandmother. Now for our band members. Head drum major, Fred Thomas McGregor. Mr. McGregor is a computer science major from Detroit, Michigan. He currently is carrying a 3.67 GPA.
And you're a South Carolina fan. Did Florida end up getting beat? Mizzou had them down 28-0 at one point, which was hard to believe.
Yeah.
Big round of applause for everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for your Lane College Dragons singers.
Going to perform from the stands. Okay, well.
To 15, Missouri beat Florida. 45-16. Wow. Wow. And here comes the rain, Rod.
Use up soccer.
And we welcome you back in. We are at halftime here at Lane Stadium. I'm Ray Pack. DeAndre Perry will be back in a few minutes. Our score 14-14 as we have about 3.5 minutes left here in halftime. I'm looking at the first half stats here, and it looks like it's pretty even. Score 14-14. First downs, Central State 9, Lane 12. Rushing yards led handily by the the Marauders from Central State. They have 20 rushes with 170 total yards. Lane with 15 rushes, 46 yards. The passing yards net for Central State 23, 171 for Lane. Trent Mays is 4 of 6 for those 23 yards. Marcus Reynolds 16 of 23 for that 171. Total offense, Central State has run 26 plays for 193 yards. Lane 38 plays, 217 yards. You come down and you look at the penalties, which is what we talked about early in our broadcast. Central State has 4 penalties for 35 yards, and Lane has only 2 penalties for 20 yards. So that's a pretty good day for the Dragons on penalties. Shows a little bit of growth in the discipline area there. And the time of possession, Central State 14-28, Lane 15-32. So, DeAndre, you just walked back in. I was going through these. You might want to look at them. Pretty even. As you look at it, the difference is the big difference is in the rushing yards versus passing yards. Lane's dominating the passing game, and Central State dominating the rushing yards. So, other than that, everything else is really even. All right. We got a little technical issue with one of our mics. We apologize. We had a little buzz in the mic DeAndre has, but we're going to have that taken a look at here in a minute as both teams come back. The rain is it raining hard, or is it just kind of a sprinkly, misty rain, DeAndre? You were out there. I didn't ever go out of the press box here at halftime. I stayed in.
It's pretty much just misty, sprinkling a little bit right now. Hopefully it stays that way. We don't want to downpour.
I mean, I like rain in the football. I'll tell you a story. I'm an old man, 54 years old. My sister graduated from high school in 1976, my oldest sister. My dad was in the military. We were living in San Juan, Puerto Rico at the time. Every Friday night, it rained during football game. It may only rain 5 or 10 minutes, but in the tropics, you never know when it's going to rain. And so when you looked at midfield, it was a big mud pit. And so I'm sure a lot of mamas or whoever washed uniforms had a lot of fun trying to scrub the mud out of those uniforms. So let's see what we can do here.
I'm not a big fan of the rain or really the snow. I played football out in Pennsylvania. We had a couple blizzard games we had to play. So I'm not really.
Did you say blizzard games?
Yeah, blizzard games.
I've been in a few of those during my nephew's playoff run in Kentucky. So as we look here at the first half, give me one key that the Dragons need to accomplish here in the second half.
I would say the running game. It's been a little slow. We had a couple good bright spots you see where potential's there, but the running game definitely.
And then now let's flip the coin and go to the Marauders from Central State. What do they need to do to accomplish a win today?
It's going to be a little bit funny, but I think they need to step up their passing game. They're dominating the running game, but they're lacking on the passing game.
All right, so we need to find more balance. That's the whole thing of what you're saying here.
Definitely.
And so the ball's in the air. It comes down to Trujillo. He's at the 25-30. And he gets out to the 34-yard line where he is brought down, and you had the kicker in on that tackle along with number 13, Hunter Hunter and Teal combined for that tackle, so they're going to mark it at the 35. I thought he was a little bit short, so he's getting a pretty generous spot right there.
Gotta love when the kicker's in on the tackle. He's not just out there kick, man. He's in there trying to get dirty too.
And so Reynolds, he's going to have Hill and Holiday in the backfield. Got Hampton to the near side. And I think you have Isaac in the slot. And I can't see the number on the far side. I think that's Grigsby. I think he had on the blue gloves. And they're going to call that an incomplete pass.
That is Grigsby with blue gloves on down there, number 15.
So it's going to be second down 10 for the Dragons.
Ball kind of just got away from one now.
Yeah, kind of. You again, we talk about dealing with a little bit of moisture in the air. The ball get a little bit of water on it or whatever. Same formation for the Dragons. Reynolds takes a snap. This time he hands it off to Holiday, who busts up the middle, lunges forward, leans the ball out. They're going to mark it at the 44-yard line. Give him 4. Third down and 6.
Nice hard run. Not really a big hole. Kind of had to gallop through there, but nice pickup of 4 right there.
Third 6. Reynolds takes a snap. He's looking. He's got Hampton. And Hampton's still on his feet. He's going to be a little bit short of the first down. And they're going to mark it at the 43-yard line. So it's going to be about 2 yards short. So it's going to bring out 4th and 2. Going to send Juan Pena out to punt.
Great concentration to hold on to the ball while you're here in the footsteps.
And you knew they were coming. I mean, two Marauder defenders right there on top of him. That's a case where Hampton should try to extend to 2 yards further beyond the stick and come back to the football, but we can live with that. As Juan Pena back to receive the punt is number 12, Lorenzo for Central State. Juan Pena, a little bit of a sap to the side. He puts it up, nice tight spiral. Fair catch called for. Takes a lane bounce. And it's going to die at the 21-yard line where Central State will take over on their first possession of the second half. Okay, Central State made a defensive stand. Now let's see what the Dragons can do on defense.
Dragons look pretty good on defense so far this game.
And so coming out for Central State, you'll have Mays as your quarterback. I was looking to see which one of the 200 running backs they have. 2 running backs they've utilized for the first half. It's going to be number 23, Saffold. And he gets the handoff. He's following the lead block. And he's taken down at the 23-yard line at a gain of 2.
Nice game tackle by the Dragons.
Yeah, nice. Number 61 for Central State was out in the front as the lead blocker. And that is Darius Thomas. But he just got shoved out of the way, and the Dragons gang tackled there. So they're going to give him almost 4 as they mark it at the 24, 2nd and 6. And now the receivers switching sides. Your tight end comes to the near side. Mays calls for the ball, sends Meeks in motion, takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He does. It's Mays, and they're going to call that incomplete as Mays was bobbling the ball the whole time that he had it there.
Definitely looks like it's kind of tough to catch the ball now.
It just a little bit too high for him. He needed to be about another 4 inches tall to be able to do something with that. So it's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Marauders. And you know what they have not been afraid to do is run the ball on 3rd down. They've run the ball. Looking at the conversions, they're 1 of 2 on 3rd down conversions. And another incomplete pass out there to Meeks, so it brings up 4th down. Well, the defense does its job, forces a punt. 14-14 is our score. We've got 12:24 left here in the third quarter of play. Both teams one possession. Both of them been 3 and outs. Ahmad Isaac deep.
Definitely two good defensive stands by Central State and by the Dragons.
Isaiah Smith receives the ball, puts a foot in it, angles it away from Isaac, takes a lane bounce as it's going to go out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. As that ball hit at the 39, and it took a 6-yard bounce back for Lane. So Lane takes over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. You know, football is a funny game. The way the ball bounces.
It doesn't have a particular side it bounces either.
That's right.
It just seems to bounce.
And you never know what part of the ball is going to hit the ground. I mean, that's the key to how this goes. And so Reynolds, he's going to have Hampton and Isaac to this side, Grigsby to the far side, Holiday in the backfield. Takes the snap, hand off to Holiday. He reversed his field position and ends up losing a half a yard. They're going to make it a yard, make it 2nd and 11. That time just nowhere for him to go.
Good job by the Central State defense. Flying to the ball pretty quickly.
So now you've got 2nd and 11. Snap taken by Reynolds. He's going to look to throw. Goes to a safety valve over the middle. That's Hampton. And that time, a little bit of extracurricular activity by Central State as they took him down, kind of twisting his head a little bit. No flag, though. And Hampton's looking like, where's the flag? But it's a gain of 3. So it'll be 3rd down and 8. And Coach Burrows is not happy about that tackle. And so Reynolds drops back into pistol formation. He's got Holiday flanking him to his right. Snap was to the side. Now Reynolds going to keep it. And he's going to rush. And he's going to be right at the stick. And they're going to mark it at the 44-yard line in Marauder territory. So Reynolds this time uses his feet, picks up the 1st down for the Dragons. Yeah, I mean, the snap was off to his right, and he just reached out and kind of tucked it in, and that threw the timing of that whole situation off.
Nice play by Reynolds.
Yes, it was. Hand off to Holiday. He hits the hole, still on his feet, and tripped up there again. That's number 13. We've called his name all day, Hunter. And so a pickup. Are they going to give him a yard? So it's going to be 2nd down and 9 for the Dragons. Well, you might give him. Now, it's going to be a 1-yard gain. I thought maybe the way his foot was positioned over on the far side, it's going to be 2 yards. And so Reynolds is going to take the snap, looking to throw, floats it over here to Ahmad Isaac, steps out of bounds inside the 40 at about the 38-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and a manageable 4. Yeah, it was. And that is the name, been the name of the game today. Catch the ball and then run. You know, those yak yards as people track now. All kind of statistics that didn't exist years ago. Reynolds takes the ball, looking to throw, still looking. He's going to step up. And Reynolds is going to lunge forward, and he's going to be right at the stick. It's going to depend on the spot. And they're going to stop. It looks like it's going to be a 1st down for the Dragons. And that time, Marcus Reynolds saw the good coverage. They dropped 7 in coverage that time. No, nothing. And so Reynolds avoids the pressure, steps up between the tackles, and takes it to the 1st down. Handoff, Holiday. Good hard running by Holiday. He's down at the 29-yard line. So that'll be a pickup of 5. Be second down and 5 for the Dragons.
Hits the hole right there, tucks his head, tries to pick up as much as he can.
And, here's where Lane has had their success. When they do not change personnel, not giving Central State an opportunity to change the defensive personnel, it makes it very challenging. So Lane, but they are using a little bit of the clock. Nine seconds on the play clock. Reynolds takes a snap. He's going to look. He's going to throw. And he's going for the deep ball to Ahmad Isaac. And at the very last minute, the ball is knocked away. Great defense by Central State down there by number 3, and I believe that's number 28.
Number 3, KJ Sanders with the tip away.
And then number 28 is Derek Roberts.
Nice coverage by him.
Yeah, but a great time to take the shot down the field right there on second and 5. Is now looking to the sideline for the play was Marcus Reynolds. He's got Marcus Holiday. It's going to stay on the left side. 2 receivers each way. And fake the handoff to Holiday. Reynolds is going to try to get to the edge, and he does. And he's going to have another Dragon first down.
Great play by
I guess we want to call that a read option. Because he pulled the ball out of Holiday when he saw that nothing was going to be there for him, and he just took off a designed quarterback run.
Got to give credit to Aaron Thomas with the block pickup.
Just give that extra yard. And so they're going to say he's a little short, maybe 4th down. And no, there's the first down. There's the first down. I thought when I looked, he stepped across the chain, and they finally mark it. First down, and the ball is inside the 30 or the 25. It's at the 24-yard line, so just enough to get the first down for Marcus Reynolds. And he's going to go under center this time. Got an I formation. Hampton to the near side, Grigsby and Isaac to the far side. Putting Hill in there in the front of the I. He does. And threw it behind Hampton. Wide open was Amari Hampton. But the Dragons are going to get a free 5 yards, I think.
That would have been an amazing catch if he had read that one in.
Offsides on Central State. So 5 yards. We'll give them a free 5, make it 1st and 5. And remember, on the first scoring drive for the Dragons, we had the same call, and it was able to get a first down. So the penalty has kept a drive alive. Let's see if the Dragons could take advantage of this one. And I think the same thing happened on one of the Central State drives. Reynolds is going to tuck it, keep it. He's going to step. And he's going to be taken out of bounds. He's going to be short of the first down, but he's going to pick up about 2 yards, so it's going to make it second. He's going to give him yards. It's going to be second down and 4.
Ball was spotted at the 18-yard line. Second down, Dragon.
So Reynolds going to go under center this time. I formation. Handoff to Hill. And you don't expect that handoff to Hill. You're expecting him to be the lead block for Holiday, but he gets the ball down inside the 10 where it's going to be 1st and goal for the Dragons.
Man, wrapped up right after the line of scrimmage and just kept those.
He just carried a few defenders there, didn't he?
Great way to keep his feet moving.
So 1st and goal for the Dragons. 6:50 left here in the third quarter. We're all even at 14. As the Dragons have done a really nice job here utilizing and managing the clock. Now you got shotgun formation. Looks like you've gone to a – well, you went to a single tight end set. Oh, Reynolds, nice fake into the end zone. And so our score now 20-14 await the extra point off the foot of Juan Pena.
11 plays, 46 yards. 11 plays, 46 yards.
11 plays, 46 yards.
Looks like the rain is picking up a little
Yeah,
bit.
it looks like I see some more umbrellas coming up now. Yeah, it's definitely starting to pick up. Extra point is good, so it's 21-14. 6:20 left here in the third quarter of play. Hey, we're going to come back with more Dragon football right after this. And we're back live. Juan Pena has the ball teed up at the 35. And he puts the ball in the air, kicks it deep. It's going to go into the hands of number 12 at the 4-yard line. And Lorenzo with the return, still on his feet. He's at the 25, and he's finally brought down. And so now you see possibly field conditions, and it's going to be who can run the football.
Definitely who can run the football with this rain starting to pick up.
And so you have Saffold in the backfield. And this time they hand the ball off to their fullback, number 32, Darius Metters. And he's going to pick up 5, make it second down and 5 for the Marauders.
Carried a couple defenders there. Kept those people.
And you're going to test your defensive linemen right here to see which one can win the line of scrimmage. Will it be the offense or the defense? Again, handoff to Metters. And he's met at the 25, and he falls forward. He's going to have a first down as he gets close to the 38-yard line. Hard runner. They're going to spot it at the 37. Excuse me, the 38. We'll say the 38, first down for the Marauders. Mays gets his play from the sidelines. As you see now, Lane is kind of squeezing and packing the box. Hand off to Salford. And he's going to get out, and he's going to step out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain. He's going to take the ball across the 40, and they're going to spot it at the 42, the 43, so give him 5. So they're going about 5 yards at a pop right here.
Yeah, definitely picking up 5 yards at a pop. Got credit to Renan LeBridge, still in the edge right there.
Doing a really nice job out there. And they're in a double tight end set, so you pretty much can know they're going to run the football. This time, nothing there for him, and he's actually going to lose back to the 40. And that's a great tackle from the backside. And I think it was number 7. Yeah, it was number 7. Anthony Blackman makes that tackle.
tackle.
And so we had a lane defender have to come out for a play, number 40 right there. That is Reginald Ware. And so you got third down and 8. Bring trips to the near side, single receiver to the far side, and Lane's going to take a timeout. Let's take it with him right here, DeAndre, and we'll be back. 3:50 left here in the third quarter, 21-14 our score. Come back for more Lane Dragon football.
Attention students, basketball season is about to start. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the Lane College media team as we cover the games all season long.
And as we get ready to come back in, you're looking at the Lane Quiet Storm Band. They're down there singing.
Yeah, they stopped the music and now going a cappella.
So third down and 8. Looks like Mays is only going to have Metters in the backfield with him. He's got trips to the near side, a single receiver to the far side. Calls for the ball. There it is. He's looking to throw. Nope, fakes the throw. Heads upfield, and he's brought down after a 1-yard gain. So Lane defense steps up, forces a 4th down and 6.
Dug their heels in right there, made a great stop.
And I think that was a designed quarterback run right there because he really never looked for a receiver. He just kind of, as soon as he took the snap, took one step back and then moved forward. So
Definitely think it was designed right. It was a quick hesitation, and then he tried to get upfield.
So you have Teal as the punter. You have Ahmad Isaac as your deep man. Bobbles the snap.
Oh,
Somebody needs to. And down he goes. And there we go. There's a big play for the Dragon defense as the punter mishandles the snap. He goes down at the 35-yard line. Do we have a flag on the play? No, I was going to say, I thought the official was walking out the midfield to signal a play, but he's actually switching sides to go to the backfield of the Dragons. So now 3:04 left here in the third quarter, 21-14. Lane with great field position. As we hear the ESPN theme play from the band. And this time you have 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. You have Hill and Holiday in the backfield. Reynolds takes the snap, hand off to Holiday. He hits the hole, still on his feet. He's down to the 26-yard line. And that's a gain of, we'll say 8. Nice job there by Marcus Holiday hitting that hole.
definitely got to give credit to the whole line. Made a huge hole he could run through.
And a Lane score here, the way the defense have been playing, would be huge.
The score here might be the dagger.
I wasn't going to say that, but it very well could be. And all year long in the games we've done, the Lane offense has not been able to be a real effective. There's the first down and more as he's down to the 21-yard line. That's been the bad side of Lane. The offense in the second half has not been able to move the ball effectively, and other teams have taken advantage. So maybe we'll see a reverse of fortune here for the Dragons. Who knows what Central State's going to be able to do? As it's 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line, so the Dragons methodically massaging the clock, too, as we see a minute 50 left out there on the score clock.
They control time of possession in the first half.
And they're definitely controlling it again. And that's a key. That's a big key that a lot of people don't look at that stat. And hand off to Hill. Ball comes out, and Central State recovers it at the 20-yard line. And that's the danger of running the ball with someone who's not used to running the football much, not touching the football a whole lot, but you're trying to keep the defense off balance.
It kind of looked like someone just got a hat on the football
And popped it out. And notice his teammates giving him words of encouragement, saying, hey, keep your head up. And I like to see that. So the defense back out on the field for the Dragons as Central State comes out. And this time we again see their main running back, T.J. Saffold.
You have to be careful, though. It is raining. Got on gloves.
There's the handoff to Saffold. He's across the 20. Thought maybe the ball might have popped out right there. But he's going to pick up 2, so it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Tackle made by number 33, McQueen. And
Nice
play.
containment by the Dragons.
Down, 11.
This time Mays rolls out, looking to throw. And he had his receiver, but at the very last minute, Charles Dudley comes over the back and swats the ball away. Good defensive play right there.
Definitely a good defensive play.
As that ball was intended for number 12, Renan Lorenzo. So now they're faced with another 3rd down and long. Mays gets his play. Excuse me. Go ahead, DeAndre.
That would have been a tough catch, though.
Yeah, because it was a little bit above his head.
He's right at the sideline, too.
So you're going to go 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Lone running back. And, you got an I formation. In motion comes Lorenzo. Mays rolls out. He fakes it out. He gives the handoff. And that's Saffold, and he has the first down on a big play on a draw play. Now here's where you have to be smart and not create a penalty for yourself. There's a little bit of chit chat going on the side down on the field.
Two teams playing hard to get to the scrappy down.
Yeah, it does. But now Coach Burrows pulls him out of the game and puts somebody else out there.
Great move. You can't afford to have silly penalties.
Mays under center, I formation. Dropping back, looking to throw. He does. And incomplete pass intended out there for number 11, Curtis Jones.
It's kind of hard to catch the ball out there in this rain.
Well, that's true, but Mays has not been exactly on target. Every throw, the last couple have been high, so the ball may be slipping out of his hand and floating a little bit too. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Again, I formation. You've got 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. And the handoff is to the fullback. That's Metter. And he's met. And he's going to get to the 30. So you're going to have, I'm going to call it 3rd and 7 as he gets out to the 30-yard line.
Looks like a play.
Hey, we're at the end of the 3rd quarter. Can you believe that? End of the 3rd quarter, 21-14. Dragons lead the Marauders from Central State. We'll be right back with more. We'll be back with more Dragon football right after this.
Lights, camera, action. The Mass Communication Department needs help. All students are welcome to help out with the production of the Coach Burrows Show every Monday. Any help would be appreciated.
And we're back with more Dragon football. Remind you, this broadcast is going live right now online. However, if you're in the Jackson area, you can always catch a replay on JEA E+6 TV. Also, the Coach Derek Burrows Show comes on JEA E+ TV 6. As the rain starts coming down a little bit harder, DeAndre, for both of these teams, And what's been a really good, solid football game.
Both teams compete hard.
As we look at these third quarter stats, let's see. Again, the domination continues by Central State on the rush, but the passing game, the Lane passing game is much better. Lane pretty well dominated that quarter as you look at it. Third down conversions, Lane 7 of 11 on the day. And the screen pass comes to the fullback. Nothing doing there. It's going to be fourth down. Fourth down is 7 Marauders. So the defense, again, after the turnover, steps up and makes a play.
Gotta give credit to this defense. They're holding on.
And, you know, I think the defense has played well pretty much all year. And I was talking to Coach Ogden before the game, and we were talking about what they had to replace on the defense. You know, you had a lot of players graduate last year from the defense, so you lost a lot. But what they've done so far this year has been pretty decent.
Main key players on defense.
And so Teal, he bobbles the snap. Thought he tried to almost block, but he pulled back instead, and the ball's going to bounce out of bounds, probably around the 16, 17-yard line. At that time, you did have a chance for a block, but don't take chances and get a 15-yard penalty and give them an automatic first down. That's kind of a thing.
Yeah, definitely can't run into the kicker or hit the kicker right there.
And so Lane's going to take over first and 10 at their 17-yard line. Now's where you need your run game to be very effective. Utilize this clock. Lane needs a sustained drive of 5-6 minutes would be nice.
Still leading in time of possession, so it looks like.
Yeah, they increased that a little bit in the third quarter. Official timeout. Trying to see what he's going to do. Okay, they're having a little problem with the yards to go chains over there. They're working on fixing it. Handoff, Holiday. Holiday still on his feet. He crosses at 25, still on his feet at the 30, out to the 35. They blew him dead, but he got up. What a play by Marcus Holiday. So you give yourself now some space to work with after a 18-yard gain. The ball's going to be spotted right at the 35, and you got a Marauder down on the field. That's 28, I believe it is. That's Derek Roberts. And so let me look at these. Let's look at these stats real quick again. A total offense. Central State has run 40 plays, 227. Lane 56 plays for 290. At the half, the Marauders had run 26 plays, so they ran 14 plays in the third quarter and picked up 34 yards. The Dragons ran 16 plays, and they picked up 73 yards. So the Dragon offense controlled the ball a lot right there. That's number 20. That's number 20, Torrey Johnson, a sophomore defensive back for Central State. And so they're gonna utilize this free timeout and talk about what they need to do on defense.
It's good to see Roberts.
It is, and it looked like he may have just had a cramp, which you don't. It's unusual to see cramps this late in the season, but today was when we first got here. It was a little warm, maybe a little more humid than what you've expected.
It definitely was. Now rain, clouds have moved in. This game's pretty.
14:28 clock now running. Reynolds, he's in a pistol formation, got Hill to his right. Reynolds, Holiday back. He's looking to throw, nothing there. He escapes one defender. Now he's looking. He found somebody. Pass complete, and that is Micah Gribsby. What a catch.
Flag on the play.
And we're going to get a holding penalty on Marcus Holiday, maybe? Holding number 77. That's a hold on Darryl Carr. You hate to see a holding penalty,
especially on a big game.
Especially on a big gain. But sometimes later, and people think I'm crazy for saying it, but as you get later in the game, the penalty gives you more opportunity to run clock. So there, you don't like them, but now then you've got to be able to convert, and that's first and 20 instead of first and 10. So you got to convert to be able to use the clock. And that's picked off. And he's going to take a pick 6. And that's number 35, Blake McEwen. At that time, I think Holiday ill-advisedly tried to thread a needle to Omari Hampton. So now it's going to be 21-20, 13-47. Lane still with the lead, but we await the extra point. He just stepped right in front of Hampton and took it away, and away he went.
Yeah, after the interception, it was definitely a foot race.
So the Dragons now have 2 turnovers in the game. And after the third quarter, the Dragons have fumbled the ball twice, lost 2, and now the pick 6 interception. So 3 turnovers in the game for the Dragons as number 19 comes out for them. That's Trevor Teal attempting the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is no good. Off to the right. So Lane clings to a 21-20 lead with 13:47 left. And the weather conditions have everything to do with the kicking game now.
More than just the kicking game, too. It seems like quarterbacks can't get the ball right on target. Ball seems a little slick, can't keep them dry.
And so Dragons are going to drop back into receiving formation. Looks like you're going to have Trujillo and Darren Clark go back deep. I don't know what happened to Kenneth Williams. He's normally the deep man back there for the Dragons. 13:47. As Teal's going to tee it up at the 35. Ball's blown into play. Just waiting for the kick now. Little squib kick down in the center of the field. Picked up right there. And the kick was received by Brandon Blake, and he took off running. And fortunately for the Dragons, the ball got knocked out of bounds.
Definitely looked like a hat. Hit the ball on that one.
Yeah, and that's the danger of the line drive kick. You catch it, and then you try to return it. So the ball's going to go out of bounds at about the 31, 32-yard line. The Dragons are going to have possession. But now the key is hold on to the football.
It's going to be tough with it being slick out. A couple players have gloves on. It makes it even tougher.
Yes, because the gloves actually are slicker than your hand. So Reynolds takes a snap, hand off to Holiday. Holiday finds a hole. He lunges forward across the 35 to the 36. So a pickup of 4 for Marcus Reynolds.
Definitely saw the hole, got right through it. Great awareness to lean forward as he picks up the action, too.
Exactly. So now the Lane is trying to use a little more clock as Reynolds looks to the sideline. He has a play call. Ten seconds on the play clock. Takes the snap, hand off to Holiday. Holiday, big hole for Holiday. He's out across the 45 to the 46 to be a first down Dragons.
As soon as he saw the hole, you seen it.
Well, I think I saw his eyes open up so wide up here. I mean, that was just that whole the offensive line there just pushed the defense away from where he was going to go, and big gain. Hey, with 12:43, Lane continues to lead 21-20. Plays being signaled in from the sidelines. Play clock at 14. Reynolds moving Holiday around. Probably going to try to snap the ball with about 4 seconds or 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Reynolds, read option. He pulls it back. He's going to gain maybe a yard, so second down and second and 9. Yeah, they read that play real well. There was a hole there for a split second, and then it closed.
Second down, 9, Dragons.
You can't get overly conservative here, but you do need to be semi-conservative, if I could say that. Hand off to Holiday. Across a 50. Still on his feet. 45. 40. Finally shoved out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Another first down, Dragons.
Nice block pick up by Justin Hill right there to give Holiday just enough room to squeeze through there and make enough moves to get first down.
And remember, that's what Justin Hill's job as the fullback, that's what he's supposed to do.
He does a great job of that.
You know, anything he gets offensively carrying the football or in a passing game, that's bonus points. So going to go to well, I thought we were going to go I, but we're going to go pistol formation. You have Hill to the left. Holiday takes the handoff. 40, 35, 30, inside to 30 for another Dragon first down to pick up a 13 for Marcus Holiday.
Holiday's just running hard right now. As soon as he's seeing the hole, he's putting his head down.
You know, I was telling his dad before the game, he just has the vision to see what's developing, and I appreciate the way that he puts his heart and soul running the football. And he's going to come out and get a little breather right here. Well deserved, though, as Madarius Trujillo now will enter into the football game, and he'll be the tailback. Reynolds hands it to Trujillo. Burst of speed, and he's inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line. So that's a pickup of about 5. Make it second down and 5.
Number 9, Williams. Gain of 6 on the play. Second down, Dragons.
And now going in for the Dragons, it looks like in the fullback position is going to be Aaron Thomas, one of your receivers, number 88.
I feel they can put Aaron right there because he's a tough guy.
Oh yeah, he's gonna hit you, run hard.
Got the intent, he blocks.
And again, that's probably what his purpose is to block. So the handoff, Reynolds keeps it. A little flip poke. Oh, look at there. And Aaron, that was a well-designed play to pick the pass to Aaron Thomas as he crowed across the center as Reynolds rolls out, but it just bounced around on his fingertips and fell harmlessly to the ground.
I think he got a little excited there seeing how open.
Yeah, he was wide open, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was definitely wide open on that play. Nice play.
So you got third and 5. You still have Trujillo out in the backfield. Looks like you're going to go to a lone running back set. You're going to have trips to the near side. Hampton's on the far side. You have Thomas, Isaac, and Grigsby to the near side. And the flag's coming. Free play. And pretty well defended down there by number 35. Pass is going to fall harmlessly incomplete, but Lane's going to get a free 5 as another Central State defender jumps off bounds. Offsides. It's going to put it right at the stick, too. It may be a little short, but it's going to be really close.
Great awareness by Reynolds right there to take the free shot down the field.
And let's see how it's going to give Lane a first down by penalty. So we've seen this happen 3 times now. You give them free yardage, first down. The Dragons on their own on the Central State 17-yard line. Hand off this time to Holiday. He's met in the backfield, and he's going to be brought down. No gain. Clock's going to continue to run.
Getting a little chippy down.
9:30. Yeah, it's so we're down to, by the time this play's run, we'll be at the 9-minute mark. Reynolds, he has Holiday in the backfield, Grigsby to the near side, Hampton, Isaac to the far side. Reynolds is going to look to throw, and the ball batted down right there. Batted right down at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete pass. So it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Great play by Ron Wallace Jr.
Excellent play.
Get up in the air, bat the ball down.
And so the Dragons face with 3rd and 10. They are in field goal range. Trujillo, Juan Pena is well within his range. $15 on the play clock. Probably going to have to take a timeout. Yep. And the Dragons had to take a timeout as the play clock was down to 3 with no play in. So we'll take a timeout with the Dragons. They're holding on to a 21-20 lead with 9:04 left here in the third quarter. We'll be right back with more Dragon football.
Dragon fans, Lane College Athletic Department and the Jackson City Youth Board join forces to help stop littering. We place drop-off locations throughout the stadium for all trash, so please help keep our stadium and the city of Jackson beautiful by making sure to place your trash in the containers today before you leave the stadium.
And so we're coming back. Lane coming off of the sidelines. Faced with a 3rd and 10 with 9:04 left, holding on to a 21-20 lead. Ten seconds on the play clock. Reynolds calls for the ball, takes it, looking to pass. A little screen pass to Holiday. Holiday, he's going to get the first down, and he may get in the end zone. They're going to mark him at about the half-yard line, DeAndre. That was a nice design play by the Dragons right there. I would have been satisfied if he would have just got the first down. But I'm okay with him getting to the 1-yard line too.
That burst of speed, man. Fast, pretty fast.
So now goes under center. Hand off to Hill. And Hill steps around all the offensive and defensive linemen, steps out, goes in the end zone. Lane now extends their lead. It is 27 to 20, 8:34 left, and we will await Vicente Luis Juan Pena's extra point attempt. And I think part of that is as the kick is up and the kick is good. I think one thing for me to see Hill take the ball after he fumbled and turned it over down here and they scored, he comes back and the coach has confidence in saying, hey, we're going to give you the ball, put it in the end zone. So that's a confidence thing for him.
Definitely a good confidence booster.
And Hill is just a junior, so he will be back next year.
Got a lot of potential.
I think we went 11 plays. 11 plays, 68 yards, 5 minutes, 6 seconds. And what did I say? They needed to take 5-6 minutes off the clock. So mission accomplished there. Now Central State, they're down to 8, so they're a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying. They have the capability to do that. Now it's going to be, does the defense for Lane have a play in them? Lorenzo and Nelson back deep for the Marauders. Juan Pena angles it. No, he kicks it deep. I thought he was going to kick towards the sideline, and that's going to go into the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
Don't think Central State was expecting them.
I think they were expecting the sideline little high flare kick, if you want to call it that. Not really a kind of a pooch kick, but well, Juan Pena has a solid leg. I will give you and say that about him. As the ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. Mays, shotgun formation, handoff to Saffold. And he is hit, and the ball comes out, but I believe he got that ball back. And you know what makes it dangerous is he's got a full head of steam. If he gets hit and it pops out, there's no telling where it's going. And they're going to mark it at the 26, so they're going to give him a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Great coverage by the Dragons defense.
Yes, sir. Mays takes the snap. He's rolling out, looking to throw. Throws over the middle. And, hey, right there, I believe that was a catch. And then the ball was knocked out by Gabriel Scott. And I believe Scott, they did call it incomplete, but Scott had a nice hand in there where he could not get a hold of the football. So great defense right there by the Dragons. I know they were wanting a flag on it. So here we go. 3rd down, 9. 7:51 left here in the football game. Mays goes under center. Takes the snap. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to reverse his field, and he's going to be sacked at the 20-yard line. A loss of 6. Bring up 4th down and 15. And I don't know if you noticed, but did you notice as he was going down, he was thinking about flipping it? Would have been intentional grounding.
That would have been an interesting call to see him.
But it sure looked like he was going to try to do it, and then he pulled it back down. So 4th and 15. That is Smith, the punter. Back deep for the Dragons is Ahmad Isaac. I say you let this one bounce and don't risk any. Almost blocked. Not a real good kick. Hey, he thought about grabbing it, and he backed away real quick. So the Dragons are going to take over from their own 38-yard line. 1st and 10. We got 6:54 left in the football game. The question is, can they take another 4 minutes off the clock?
I definitely think they can. It seems like they've been taking 4 to 6 minutes off every possession, still winning the time of possession.
And they have basically dominated the 4th quarter time of possession. That's for sure. I think we will see that increase probably another 2 or 3 minutes over what Central State had, if not more. So get the 1st down play off. 10 seconds left on the clock. Excuse me, 15 seconds on the play clock. Reynolds calls for the ball. He takes it, handoff to Holiday. Holiday busts up the middle across the 40, out to the 41-yard line. Give him 3.
Handoff goes to Holiday.
Great defense by Central State right there, swarming to the ball.
Now Central State's going to swarm. First man hit, 2nd man's going to try to strip.
Definitely a great strategy as it's wet out here and the ball's a little slick.
Yeah, too often times we've seen they're going for the strip instead of the tackle, and that's what ends up in a lot of times the big yardage plays. .612, 4 seconds on the play clock. Test snaps it with 3. Holiday still on his feet across the 45 out to almost the 5th midfield. It's going to be brought down at the 49. That's going to be a 1st down for the Dragons.
And again, you see Hill in there creating the hole.
That's and you know, Hill is a big kid. And now he's going to come out for a play. And let's see if they go to a single back. Or they're going to put Aaron Thomas as the fullback.
Can't go wrong there.
No, again, he's a great blocker on the outside.
He's a feisty kid on the field.
I wonder if you're going to see that. I don't think the Dragons will put the ball in the air, but if they have to, would they put it in the air on that little rollout play to him again? And he hands it off straight up the middle to Marcus. And Marcus got down to the 46-yard line, so give him 5, 2nd and 5. Yeah, that little flare pass like he tried a while ago where they stuck him out of the backfield as Reynolds rolled out to the left.
It looked like the same setup, but at that time
Right. Well, I'm thinking Dragons want to keep the ball on the ground to keep the clock running unless they have to throw the football.
At this rate, if they keep the ball on the ground and keep the clock running, they might have the ball the rest of the game.
Reynolds, 7 on the play clock. Hand off to Holiday. No, Reynolds is going to keep it himself. And he's going to get back to the 50-yard line. He's going to get a gain of 1, make it 3rd down and 4. And you had a Central State player, number 40. Go ahead.
Ron Wallace Jr. had to leave the game due to his helmet coming off.
And that's a great rule where they're trying to get people to keep the equipment in shape, making them sit out of play. We've seen that 2 or 3 times the Dragon have to come off the field, at least 3 that I can think of. Reynolds takes the snap. Looking. It's going to be complete to Amari Hampton. He gets across the 40 down to the 39, so another first down for the Dragons.
Great way of looking the ball in that.
Yeah. And I think that was kind of maybe an intentional thing to throw it down on the ground. All right, we've got 4:01 left here in the football game. The Dragons up 28-20. Central State's going to take a timeout. Why don't we take one with them, and then we'll try to bring you the completion of this broadcast all the way through. You are watching Dragon football.
Attention students, basketball season is about to start. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Lane College media team as we cover the games all season long.
And as we come back to live play, the Dragons trot back out on offense. Central State takes that timeout. 4:01, 28-20 left in the football game. Dragons lead. 1st and 10 for the Dragons. Reynolds takes the snap, hand off to Holiday. Oh, nice stutter step. Holiday's at the 25, at the 20, steps inside the 15, and finally is going to be taken out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. I'll tell you what, Marcus Holiday, this may be his most complete game that I've seen all season. I don't know all he did while he was on the road, but he is playing a very nice, solid game today. 3:30 left. And notice they're just kind of standing around. Play clock get 14.
Great block pickup.
Yes. Hey, it's always nice to have receivers that can also block. Reynolds takes it, hands it to Holiday. He hits the hole. He's going to get down to the 10. Now they're going to mark him at the 11, so give him 2. Make it 2nd down and 8. What position did you play, DeAndre?
I play wide receiver.
I was going to say you're kind of tall. You look like you'd be the wide receiver type. Your frame would fit that too.
Yes, sir. Definitely was a wide receiver back when I played.
Well, you look like you could still put on a uniform and play.
I probably could. The speed's not probably there like it used to be, but
That's just because you haven't done it for a while.
I think
All right, Holiday's going to get a little breather here as Trujillo is going to go into the game along with Hill. 8 seconds on the play clock as the clock on the game clock is down to 2:34. Hand off to Trujillo, and he's taken down in the backfield for a loss, and timeout. Timeout Central State. That's their second timeout. They've got one left. You got 2:23 left. What did we start this drive with?
Started it with a little above 6 minutes on the clock.
So almost 4 minutes off the clock on this drive for the Dragons. Clock time management is essential in close games like this one today.
They're doing a great job of controlling the time that they have the ball.
So we're gonna be faced with third down, and it's going to be a long 12, a short 13. But you are in Wampena's field goal range.
I think a field goal here may put this game out of reach.
Well, when Central State went back with that pick six, you thought the momentum was going to change, but the Dragons came right back and marched down the field. And then they held them to nothing, and now they've got the ball third down, 12. Looks like Marcus Holliday has stepped back out onto the football field. Reynolds going to throw. He's got two blockers. Up now he's in trouble. He evades it, still on his feet, and he's going to be brought down at the 21. Not really what you wanted to see, but Wampeña, like I say, is in his field goal range as they'll mark the ball at the left hash mark. And they're going to mark it at the 21, so this will be about a 38-yard field goal attempt off of the foot of Wampeña. And I believe Central State. And Central State takes the timeout. That's their third and final timeout. I'll tell you what, we were going to stay here, but let's throw it back, and we'll come back as we await the field goal attempt by Wampeña. I'm sure this is the ice. We'll be right back with more Dragon football.
And then when the game's over,
La música de Harry Fraud.
All right, we come back to live action. Central State out of timeouts. Lane, fourth down, and it's going to be fourth down and about 20, but we're going to shoot for a 37-yard field goal off the foot of Vicente Luis Wampeña. Snap high, kick down, kick up, and he plunked it off of the left side of the upright. He had distance. He just kind of shanked it a little bit too far to the left. So Central State, with no timeouts, 1:50 left, is going to take over at their own 20-yard line. No, actually at the 21-yard line, excuse me. So they've got 79 yards to cover in a minute and a half. Now, Lane needs to continue to play press coverage, not give up the deep throws. And there's the handoff. And we're going to get a holding penalty. It was obvious, wasn't it? I mean, he picks up 9 on the play, but holding penalty on 77. And he did. He just reached out and grabbed as the Lane defender reversed direction. So we're going to back them up 10 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 20. Yeah, Central State has hurt themselves with penalties, especially when it's been 3rd and 5 or shorter, and they've had 3 of those that they've jumped off sides. Looking to throw is Mays. He's looking over here. And that's number 29 for Lane. Breaks that pass up. That's Quadarius Ford. And he just kind of stepped right in front of the intended receiver, number 12, Renan Lorenzo. And, I think he could have had a pick right there, but he waited, and he just knocked the ball away. So 2nd down and 20 for Central State. A turnover here is basically, we know that's the game because Lane will be able to run the clock out because Central State has no timeouts left. Mays takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He throws across the middle. It's caught. We've got a 1st down, and that was the first catch there by number 83. Darius Ford just across the middle. So Lane gives them the 1st down on a pickup of 21. Clock runs with 1:30. Mays takes the snap. Quick throw, far sideline. Again, caught by Ford, and he gets out of bounds after a gain of 6. As the ball's going to be taken out to the 38-yard line. Kenneth Williams in on that stop over there. But he does get out of bounds, stop the clock, and that's what we're going to see. We're going to see the sideline route where they can try to get out of bounds. Mays takes the snap. He's going to roll to his left. He's looking to throw, He's going to tuck it. And he's going to get out of bounds, and he's going to have the 1st down as he takes the ball out to the 47-yard line.
Great play by Gabriel Scott not to get a silly penalty right there.
Just got up and went away. And that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. And Coach Burrows has 3 timeouts. Mays going to roll to his right this time. Throwing. And that ball has to be caught by the receiver over there. And that's 88. And so that ball bounced right off his hands. That ball, yeah, you got to make that. But he's going to stay in bounds. So the clock is stopped. We have 1:05. It's been a long 45 seconds.
I think even if he made the catch, he might have had a little time to get out of bounds.
I think you might be right. So Mays stepping back, looking to pass, and down he goes. That's a huge play. You got 33 and 92.
Brown again.
What a play. So 48 seconds, clock's running now. It makes it 3rd down and 19. Mays takes the snap. He's looking. Here they come. All right, he got it into the hands of his receiver, Saffold, but he doesn't get enough to get the 1st down. And it's going to be 4th down and about 8. Now, let's remember, they picked up a 1st down on a 3rd and 20 just a minute ago. That time the defense stayed home. Last play for Central State. And down he goes. The ball's on the ground. Recovered by Central State. And ladies and gentlemen, the Dragons will close out the 2017 football campaign with a victory, 28-20, as there's 3 seconds left on the game clock. And we'll see, DeAndre, the greatest formation one can see, and that is the victory formation.
Gotta love seeing victory formation during the game.
And hats off to Central State. They played a whale of a ball game today. The bounce of the ball just didn't go their way a couple of occasions.
Definitely, Central State is a tough team. Came in here and played a tough game.
So Marcus Reynolds is going to go under center one last time, take the snap, go to a knee, and the Dragons are going to go to the house with a win to close out the 2017 campaign. They'll move to 2-8 on the year. Central State will move to 1-9, and there you go. That's the ball game. As the clock never started. Now it did. All right, DeAndre, we're going to send it back for a quick break, and you and I will be back in just a moment, and we'll wrap this one up. Stay tuned for more Dragon football right here. Hey, good game plan.
Fans, don't forget that at the end of the day, the only score that really matters is you arriving home safe. Please remember to buckle up and drive safely.
Here you go, Coach. Man, appreciate it.
My bad.
Man, I love it. I love it. Today was a lot easier to do than some of them where we just had to play well. We played great first half. But today was great. Momentum building. And that was the whole point of today's game. What are you going to do? It's sitting outside the door.
All right, let's look at here, see what we got. And we'll come back.
All right, folks, welcome back. One final time as we close out the 2017 campaign. I'm Ray Pack, DeAndre Perry, and let's look at these stats here. As we look at the first down, Central State had how many?
13.
And Lane ended up with
26.
so double the first downs. Look at the rushing yards.
Central State had 35 attempts for 195 yards, while Lane came back. 46 attempts for 207 yards.
You think the fourth quarter made a big difference for the Dragons?
Fourth quarter, definitely.
All right, let's look at the passing yards then. Let's see what the passing yards are.
Central State had 61 passing yards.
And that was on 7 of 17 attempts, right? And then Lane?
205 yards on 21 of 33.
And you had the one pick six. All right. So you had your total offense.
Central State ran 52 plays for a total of 256 yards, and Lane 79 plays for a total of 412 yards.
All right, now let's look down here and let's look at the penalties.
Central State 7 penalties for 55 yards total. Lane with 3 penalties total 30 yards.
All right, now you ready to reveal the big stat of the day?
Definitely.
That was even basically coming out of the third quarter. Lane had a 4-minute advantage in time of possession. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, give it to us.
Time of possession, Central State controlled the ball for 23 minutes and 54 seconds in this game, while Lane College controlled the ball for 36 minutes and 6 seconds.
9 minutes of possession time for the Dragons in the fourth quarter. Ball control offense, first down, first down, first down. That is how you win football games, sir.
Definitely how you win a football game. Control the time of possession, limit penalties, try to limit turnovers as best you can.
I'll excuse a couple of turnovers today. The weather conditions caused a couple of the fumbles, but it's hard to overcome 4 turnovers and win a football game, but the Dragons were able to do that today. And let's go back to the very beginning of the game where we talked about. I'm going to ask you the question kind of asked. We talked about the keys for Lane, and one of them was
Playing a
complete game. They did that today. The other key was penalties. They controlled their penalties. They stayed disciplined today. Discipline makes all the difference in the world between a win and a loss.
Definitely does. That was a great game by the offense and the defense, finally coming on the same page.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, Ray Pack, DeAndre Perry, one final time as we close out the 2017 football campaign. The Dragons are victorious over the Marauders of Central State, 28-20. We hope that you have enjoyed this broadcast as much as we have bringing it to you. DeAndre, you got the final word, brother.
Good night, folks. See you next season.
You knocked it out.
I didn't think
You-
they were going to end up that
That's
far
why I said if we can take 4 minutes, that's 9 extra minutes.
That really,
Because we were up, when you look at the third quarter stat, we were up 4 minutes.
yeah, that really helped them out. And the fact that they only had 30 yards in penalties.
They didn't have any personal fouls.
Nope.
They didn't have any unsportsmanlike.
And that's usually
And that's what's killed them. That's what's killed them in the past.
They finally put together a complete game.
And they did. They played 4 quarters of football instead of 3.
On both sides of the ball.
And that was the other thing you said. They got to play both sides. They did
Usually
it.
the defense, first half defense is hold them. Offense can't score.
I mean, look at McQueen, 13 tackles.
Oh my goodness.
McKenzie, Bryce, 7 tackles, 5 tackles, 5 tackles. Brown was in. He was effective on a lot more plays than just the stat sheet showing 5 tackles.
Yeah.
The film will show that.
Definitely was.
All right.
All right, you have a great one.
Hey, you too, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem at all, man. Definitely appreciate you
Yes,
coming
sir.
out
Hey,
here and
man.
helping
Hey,
us.
that's